Have you ever felt drained, discouraged, or defeated? Well, our final speaker has the tools to give to you that will help you keep on going and to keep on pushing. Your story does not end with defeat. In fact, every story ends with why. Remember why you started your journey. Drum roll, please. Give it up for the one, the only, Mr. James Harris.
I'm just doing that. Give yourselves a round of applause and all these amazing performers that have come tonight. I went to visit my friend the other day, and his dog is on the front porch, moaning and wailing, just. I said, man, what's wrong with your dog? The dog was just crying into the wind. I said, oh my God, what's wrong with this dog? My friend says he's sitting on a nail. It's in his side. I said, he's sitting on a nail? Why doesn't he get up? Why doesn't he move on? And my friend says, because it does not hurt him badly enough. Wow. How many of us are the same as that dog, where we sit on our problems, we cry and complain, and we never get up, we never move on, we never decide to take any action? I'll wait. This is your recharge season, and it's literally a decision for you to get up. This is the season that you say, I'm going to stop complaining, and I'm going to start changing my life. Watch this. If a big, vicious dog was biting you, right now, what would you do? Hit it, right? Well, you wouldn't just stand there and let it shred your leg to pieces? I don't know whose dog this is. This dog biting my leg. Oh, is that blood? That is blood on my Jordans. That is blood on my Jordans, and there's my bone. There's the bone. You would never do that, right? You would speak with power and conviction to the dog. Get off me, get off me, get away. I'm saying you would speak to your problems, you wouldn't cry about them. This is your recharge season. And when you are ready to do what you are called to do with your life, when you're done with complaining, when you're done with waiting, when you're done with being sick and tired of being sick and tired, you can do what you were called to do with your life. You realize you were called to do something, right? But what happens if you don't get recharged? And it's dangerous because the more drained you are, the more desperate you become. Can I tell you a story? I thought you'd say that. I once heard about a guy who lost his girl, his phone, his car, and his job all on the same day. It was horrible. It was bad. Somebody tells him, says, hey, there's a job for you at the zoo. He says, the zoo? Yeah, go check it out. He goes to the zoo. The manager says, all you got to do is put on this gorilla outfit and hang out there in the gorilla exhibit. He says, what? The manager says, well, sometimes we are on a shortage of animals, but we're going to pay you a lot of money. He says, okay, I'll do it. He's supposed to be in the gorilla exhibit doing gorilla things in the gorilla costume, but he's drained and he's desperate. And after a while, he starts walking upright, looking for things to do. He hears some music coming from the gift shop, and so he starts just getting into it and starts doing the nay-nay. He starts shucking and jiving. He starts twerking a little bit, right? I've done the research. Gorillas don't twerk. That's a scientific fact, kids, okay? But he's drained, he's desperate, and everybody's coming from miles around to see what's this gorilla going to do. One day he's putting on a big old show, and he's juggling these bananas, he's rolling on a log, clearly not gorilla things, and he takes a big dive and falls into the next exhibit over. The crowd races over to see what's going to happen. The gorilla letting himself down. He says, oh man, I don't know where I am. He looks back, and he sees a lion. And the lion's just chilling. And sees a gorilla. The lion had never seen this gorilla before, and the lion was curious. The lion was interested, so the lion starts going closer and closer towards the guy in the gorilla suit. The guy's freaking out. He's like, help me, help me, help me. He started taking his helmet off. His helmet won't come off. He's pointing to the ground. Help me, help me. They're pointing, yeah, no. What's going to happen? The gorilla versus the lion. The lion's getting closer and closer. He says, oh my God, help me, my helmet won't come. He starts waving to the crowd, hey, help me. They're like, hey, no, help me. He's beating on his chest, no, line's getting closer and closer and closer. And the line gets right next to the gorilla, and the boy says, "Fool, shut up. You're going to get us both fired." Now, you can laugh at that now. He wasn't laughing, right? His life was in shambles. He was drained. He was desperate. But watch what happens. When you're not doing what you were called to do, you'll put on a suit pretending to be somebody else. And you have to realize this, because the longer you spend messing with different friends and doing these things, you're going to be out here monkeying around because you forgot to do what you were called to do. Today I'm going to talk to you about your recharge. And your recharge literally means that you can get reconnected, you can be revived, and that a recharge will lead to your restart. Got to say it plainly. Reconnect, revive, and restart. When your cell phone's dying, you recharge it, right? After you've used it all day long, it can no longer function the way it was designed, and it must recharge. The cell phone can give itself power. When it's dying, the batteries are low, you connect it to a charger, and because of the connection that exists between the charger and the phone, it gives the phone power. It gives the phone life. We need these types of relationships in our lives, the types of connections, the type of relationships. You need people in your life that give you power, that give you energy, that give you life. Can you take your cell phones out for me right now if you have them? Okay, right now I want you to try to give your cell phone power. Oh, can you do it? Oh, look at it. Look at it. Oh, wait for this. Wait. Right now, all you can do is use your phone and drain it. Friends, there are some people in your lives that are only good for using you and draining you. They can't give you power. And you're going to have to know this, because all that you do for some of these people, well, bro, can you help me this? Can you help me that? Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Can you do this for me? And all that time spent helping these fake friends, they will drain you and leave you on red. See what I did there? I'm saying today, I hope you cut the cord on these negative and lopsided relationships. No more people in your life that will use you to get to what they want. As soon as they accomplish that thing, as soon as they achieve that thing, they cut you off as if it never existed. You know exactly who I'm talking about. No more people in your life that as soon as, when you need help, you reach out to them, they give you the "I'm busy" signal. Well, hey, can you, oh, I'm busy. Well, hey, man, I'm busy. And I said, you don't have a job or a car, and you're telling me you're busy? You weren't busy when you needed my help. Ooh, yes, right? It's weird, though. This is your recharge season, and when you connect with the right people, your power comes back. Your brightness comes back. I'm saying this can still be your year. You're just going to have to pull the plug on these bad connections. Why even be connected to people, though? Ask your neighbor, are you connected? No, dude, ask the other one. They're asleep. Ask the other one. Ask the other person. Ask the other person. Ask your neighbor, are you connected? In this year, it feels that everyone rather just do them. You know the type. Oh, I'm doing me. I'm cutting everybody off. Don't touch me. Don't call me. Don't ask me for nothing. Right? New phone, who this? You know the type, right? That's obviously a bad connection. But I'm saying get connected to the right people. Why? When you get connected to the right people, it gives you access. Do you have your keys? Yes. Do you have your keys? I did this speech for somebody who said, I don't have my keys. I said, I'm trying to help you unlock your dreams and you can't even unlock the door. But here we go. Okay, you have your keys, go ahead and raise them behind you. There we go. Each key gives access to a very specific door. Each key gives access to a very specific door. Some keys give access to multiple doors. But it does not matter how many keys you have. If you do not have the right key, you will never gain access to the right door. Each key gives access to a very specific dream, or job, or opportunity, or relationship, or lifestyle. But if you do not have that key, you will never gain access. And I started thinking about it. Maybe that's what's happening with us. The reason you can't get the grades you want, the reason you can't get the lifestyle you want, the reason you can't get your bank account the way you want it to, because all the people you're currently connected to cannot give you access to that thing. I had a friend say, well, this semester, I'm going to save up money. I said, how? How you gonna save up money? Who's gonna help you save up money? All your bros are broke or broken. How they gonna help you save? You save all that money, they're just gonna drain you and use you. Hey man, can you help me out a little bit? I had a student say, well, this semester I'm gonna make all A's. I said, how are you gonna make all A's when all the people you're currently connected to are not making all A's? Who's gonna help you study? Watch this. If you were trapped in quicksand, how can other people trapped in quicksand help you get out? I'm talking about, look at all the people you hang out with. Are they all doing drugs? Are they all skipping class? Are they all failing? Are they all bankrupt? Are they all cheating in their marriage? What are we talking about? Look at all the people you're currently connected to. And if you were trying to get to the next level of your life, you cannot get there with people on the same level. I'll say it again. If you're trying to get to the next level of your life, you cannot get there with people on the same level. Well, why? How can they get you to somewhere they've never been?
Yes, yes.
We're talking about access here. Some of the people in your life cannot give you access. And that sucks. But I did this for her. Why couldn't she love me back? Well, that was my best friend for 10 years. Why did they walk away from me? Well, I did this for them. I bought them that. I helped them when it was their turn. Why couldn't they do this? Watch this. People cannot give you what they do not have. Don't miss that. People cannot give you what they do not have. And maybe that's the way he couldn't be a better father. Maybe that's why she couldn't be a better mother. Maybe that's why she couldn't be the one that you needed her to be. Maybe that's why he couldn't stay faithful. If he can't love himself, how is he going to love you? He doesn't have it in himself. He can't give it to himself. How is he going to give it to you? Have you ever loaned somebody money before? Are they in here right now? You don't want to say anything? It's interesting when you loan people money because they say, oh, I'll pay you back. But you don't have it to give to yourself. How are you going to give it to me? And you have to be careful because all these people are draining you. All they're doing is using you, and they say, well, I'll help you out, I'll do this for you, and then they walk away. And there's nothing wrong with you. I'm saying do not beat yourself up. You're just experiencing a bad connection. But when you get connected to the right people, it gives you access. The next thing you need to know is that a revive will bring dead things back into life. Everyone say dead.
Dead.
Now say dead.
Dead.
I know they show up to your school. I know they walk around your work. I know they cackle in your friend circle, but there are some dead people in our lives. Dead mindsets, dead habits, dead lifestyles, dead relationships. Ooh, they're not doing anything and they're not about anything. And you have to know this because you might be in the dead zone of your life. You wake up to go to school, You're trying to go to work, When it's time to go to the gym, I was going to the gym, I was dressed, I turned right back around and said, Krispy Kreme is right here. You're in a dying state of your life. But a revive will bring dead things back to life. Everyone say, prove it to me.
Prove it to me.
Okay, I'll prove it to you. I'm in class. I'm talking to one of my students. He's drained. He's desperate. He's saying that his parents don't love him. He's talking about how he thinks he's going to fail high school. He knows that college isn't for him, and he's not connected to anybody, and he's just going on and on and on. At the same time, my portable speaker is dying. At the same time, my portable speaker is dying. And I say, it's struggling. It's trying to play music, but it's sputtering. It's trying to do what it was trying to do what it was created to do, but it's dying. I decide to go to the speaker, I pick it up, and I carry it to the other wall, and I connect it to the charger. Oh, you missed it. Okay, I'll slow down. I decide to go to the speaker, I pick it up, and I carry it to the other wall, and I connect it to the charger. Okay, you missed it. I just start shouting. Because in front of my student who's in the same situation, I told him, I said, you see that? The speaker cannot give itself power. The speaker cannot give itself life. But someone that cares about the speaker, someone that loves the speaker, someone that values the speaker, someone that appreciates the speaker's worth and potential will pick it up. I'm saying even you, when you were at your lowest point, when you were drained, when you were down, when you could not help yourself, when you could not love yourself, someone who values you will pick you up and carry you to where you can get help. You know what I'm talking about right now. I'm saying you need people in your life that can pick you up and carry you to where you can be recharged, carry you to where you can be revived, where you can get help that you need, whether it's therapy or whatever it is. You need someone in your life that can take you from your dead place to your best place. Ooh. Now watch this. The speaker has to move. The speaker has to move. In your revive season, you cannot stay where you are right now. You're going to have to move. You're going to have to leave some things. You're going to have to leave some dying mindsets. You're going to have to leave some of those draining friends. You're going to have to leave that dead-end job. You're going to have to leave those toxic people that you hang out with all the time. You're going to have to leave this because watch what happens. You've seen people stand in the same relationship for 18 years. Well, I don't know, maybe he's going to get it together. You've seen people have the same job for 20 years and they hate that job. Well, when are you going to leave? I don't know, I'll think about it next Tuesday. You said that last Tuesday. Well, because they stay in the same, and they're dying. Because if you do not relocate, you cannot be revived. And you're going to have to figure it out. If you want to go from your dead place to your bed place, you got to move. The next thing you need to know is that a recharge will lead to your restart. Everyone say restart.
Restart.
I'll say it again. Restart.
Restart.
In 2008, I left from Dallas to Los Angeles pursuing big city lights, entertainment. You know the dream. I had some successes. I was on the radio, had songs on the radio. I was performing in Hollywood basically every other night. And I had some downs. I had more downs. And ultimately, years later, I ran out of time, money, and opportunity, and I was forced to move back home. I was embarrassed, frustrated, bitter. And I kept thinking, why me? Why did this happen? I was embarrassed. I'm one of the people that didn't make it in LA. I'm yet another person that just did not make it. My mentor told me, he said, you have to know the difference between a detour and a destination. How many of you guys know the difference between a detour and a destination in your life? Driving from LA to Dallas, I stopped several times to get food, get water, get gas. A couple times I just stopped on I-10 and just shouted to the air, liar! Very emo. But every time I got back in the car, started the ignition and got back on the road. And my mentor said, you see that gas station, that rest area, that restaurant, those were not your final destinations. Those were just detours, and you did what you needed to do, and you got back in your car and you kept going. I hated being in Dallas. I was the definition of failure. I was the prodigal son. Embarrassed. I got a job working at a local college in East Texas. I was staying in a one-bedroom apartment with my dad and my sister. I was sleeping on the one-bedroom floor. My sister was sleeping on the kitchen floor. I had my master's degree floor. My sister has her doctorate degree kitchen floor. And I kept thinking, Alicia, how did this happen to us? How are we here? We weren't doing anything wrong. We didn't go to jail. We didn't do anything wrong. But now we're here. Now we're just stuck. I got that job and I didn't really care about it. I was working till 4 o'clock. And by 4:10, I was at home under the covers on the floor watching the boys eating pot pies. 4:10 the time, not the highway. I hated that. And I kept thinking, how did this happen to us? Why are we here? My sister came home one day and she looked at me and she saw me on the floor. She said, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? I said, Alicia, I don't know what you want me to do. I failed. I am a failure. Everything I wanted to do with my life in LA got stripped and taken away from me, and all there is just working this job. And go to work, and I sleep on this floor, and that's it. I was that dog, crying about my problems. I didn't get up, and I didn't move on. She says, James, stand up. She says, I don't know why it's taking this long or when it happened, but you've got to stop feeling sorry for yourself. She says, you were called to do more with your life. I said, well, Alicia, she said, no, stop. You are called to do more with your life, and you are not doing it. She looked at me and said, you're not dead, so go live.
Amen.
That was a Tuesday. Wednesday, I get another job, working 5 to 9, and eventually I get a third job on the weekends as a nightclub bouncer. Hold on, don't judge me yet. I got my story up here, and you already... I gotta be honest with you, I'm a big guy. I am the smallest bouncer you have ever seen. Every Saturday I put on my little bouncer suit and I pray in the corner and say, Lord, please don't let there be a fight. Please don't let there be a fight. They're going to have to come help me. You know what's bad when you got to help the bouncer. Help me, help me. They would play these songs that would make me nervous to get the crowd riled up and say, walk around the club, fight everybody. But I said, no, nobody fight. Nobody love. I was singing Kurt Franklin and some gospel hill songs. But remember what I said. When you're trained and you're desperate, you'll put on a suit, pretend to be somebody you're not. I worked those 3 jobs for 9 months, clawing myself out of debt and depression. I got a job working in San Antonio. I said, yes, I'm leaving East Texas. Goodbye, holla, talk to the hand. Right? There was a different time we said talk to the hand. I don't know what y'all say now. I cut everybody up. I changed my number. Detour. All of that was just a detour. And I got a job working for 5th graders as a substitute teacher. And they kicked my butt. I was supposed to teach them. They said, oh, you're going to teach something. You're going to teach you something. I was drained, I was frustrated. I was always at war with my roommate, and I kept thinking, we were best friends, and then now we're not. And I saved up all that money in Dallas, and now I'm back to broke again. Restart. Detour. Then I got a job working at the Carter Word. I said, yes, here we go. I wanted that job for 2 years. Calling, emailing, showing up. Got the job. Taught there 1 semester. Restart. See what I'm saying here? Watch this. The destination is for you, but the detour is for you to help other people. Don't miss that. The destination, whatever you want to do with your life, is for you, but the detour is for you to help other people. And people came up to me, sir, you changed my life with your class. What? Yeah, you got me into this, and I'm wait, what? Well, yeah, things were happening in my relationship at home, but now because, wait, what? And all these people I helped, and I had no idea. The detour was for me to help other people. There are some broken people in this world, and you have the tools and talent and skills and prayer and faith and resources to help them. And get back in your car and keep going after you do. Random. Have you ever done push-ups before? No. Who's really good at push-ups? Are you really good? You okay? Come on, let's give my boy a go around. Okay, take your jacket off. What do you got to do? Are you going to do it like that? Okay, let's see you do 1 push-up. Okay, well, can you do 2 for me? Okay, oh, can you do 3? Okay, give him a round of applause. But I think you missed it. No matter how many push-ups you do, when they're done correctly, you will always finish where you started. Did you see that? You finish where you started. You keep thinking, well, 1, I'm back in the same place. 2, I'm back in the same place. 50, I did 50 push-ups, I'm back in the same place. But every time you keep restarting, you get stronger in the process. You keep doing them, you get stronger in the process. Oh man, I have to start my life over again. You're getting stronger. Well, watch this. I love that they're called push-ups. Because every time you're down, what do you got to do? Come on, every time you're down, you got to do what? Oh my gosh. Life will knock you down, and you are going to have to push yourself back up. And you say, well, I'm down. Push up. Well, I'm unemployed. Push yourself back up. Well, they walked away. They lied to me. Push yourself back up. You lost all that weight, and then you gained it back. Push yourself back up. Hello. Keep pushing and keep pushing, because every time you push through those things, you become stronger and you become greater in the process. Is that all right? I'm going to close with this. My sister saved my life. She was the beginning of my recharge season. She picked me up when I was down. You need somebody in your life that can see your value and potential and pick you up. When we were in that 1-bedroom apartment, I thought that was it. I thought I was going to stay there. But she knew somehow that was just a detour of our life. We were not designed to stay there. And I'm saying wherever you are right now, even now, in this moment, we are just on detours. This is not your final destination. Whatever circumstance you're in, well, I can't, I hate that class, or I hate this, or whatever, that is just a detour. Help somebody else and keep moving. I had no idea that this would become a motivational speaker now. She listened to all these different speakers, and I gave her a hard time about it. She listened to Les Brown. I said, oh, you gotta be hungry. I said, I'm hungry. Who wanna eat? I'd always tear up what they were saying. I'd always mess it up. Or Eric Thomas, he'd say, oh, you can't be successful until you want to breathe as badly. I said, oh, I'm breathing now. She said, that's not what they're saying. But I had no idea those things would affect my life. And maybe you can't see it right now, but you are making an impact on somebody else. This is your recharge season. I hope you stay connected to the right people. Thank you so much.
Guys, photos. Are you ready?
Let's shoot.